correctly. We're essentially arguing that academia as the system that exists actively works against opportunities for wonder.
Yeah. I've got no more good ideas. And so what do I do when I've got no more good ideas? And why don't I have any more good ideas? Is because I'm no longer wondering. I've lost my curiosity.
It feels like part of what we're thinking of doing is actually taking sort of the architecture of that argument that actually said, there are these cultures in classrooms that inspire learning, and there are cultures that actually oppress learning. NAPLAN is a potential site of examples, but we're almost looking to take that architecture into the academic space and say part of the core work in academia is learning, but actually it's learning through curiosity, wonder, creativity. That's actually the site, that is actually core business. But actually in order to do that, there has to be a climate or a culture for that to exist.
Yeah, and I really liked last time that we were talking about, and you were touching on it now, Damien, about learning. So, we're not just pushing back at our academic culture, but we're using it we're using our personal experiences in academia as an example of how learning is suppressed by frameworks and testing and standards and, all these.
Yeah, in whatever capacity there's probably a whole lot of input as a consequence of the PhD, but it is, the wondering is, I think it's as much this as it is this. To go to Michelle's point around whether we call it flow, whether we call it nourishment, whether we call it work that doesn't feel like work, it's this.
I'm really genuinely awestruck by a space where you can go into a classroom that normalises questioning and curiosity.
We were talking about last week and sort of typing up the good bits when we have these images of people just lying around on lawns in togas, wondering.
Both ourselves and others with us is heart is always much stronger than head. But as you were talking, I sort of had value and a question mark. There's clearly a question. There's clearly a question to explore around the value of wonder for people and their lived experience within a community.
That I feel like I was employed to do, and it is the first time that I've ever felt this way.
To me, it just feels like we're asking very, very big questions that are very core to being academic.
And when you say big questions, I get really fearful because I think big is out of control, but so I really have to shift my thinking about what a big question is. A big question is just...
important.
Yeah.
That wondering and curiosity is part of our essential humanity. It's part of... That is what it is to be human, is to be curious and wonderful.